Hello and good evening. It is September 24th. I am Carrie Clevenger. I am the Artist Relations Director for the Bayou City Art Festival. And welcome here tonight with us. We're really glad you're here with us. We have a very special guest. Tonight we will be talking to Tony Parana. And for Texans, that's Tony Parana. And we're super excited and we'll bring him up very soon. But before we get started, I wanted to remind you that throughout this broadcast, you can text to donate Save Our Art to 243-725. That's 243-725. That's Save Our Art, all one word. You can text to donate, and there is an option for a continuing donation, like a monthly donation. If that's something you feel led to do, we would appreciate it. If not, any amount will do. And what you're going to do is help us continue our mission to bring fine art events to the city of Houston. We're a Houston staple. We're 49 years old. And we hope to have another 50 years. So we're here tonight. This is part of our Save Our Art campaign. If you're unaware, I don't know how, but 2020 has been a very strange year, and it's forced us to reimagine our events as a virtual event. So we're kind of trying to keep our audience engaged and bring artists to you in between. So that's why we're doing this virtual happy hour. And we want to thank our sponsors because without them, we could not do this. So we'd like to thank Frost Bank, Stella Artois, and KPRC2. Thank you guys. And again, our virtual event will be October 5th through the 11th on our website. Now we want to get started with our special guest, Tony. I'm going to bring him in now. Bear with. And while we're getting his video up, I just want to remind you, if we should lose connection because it's 2020 and the internet, we will be right back, so bear with. Okay.
Ta-da.
Tony!
Hello.
Introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tony Parana. I'm a Brazilian local artist in Houston, and I'm here to join and share my life, my art, my passion with you. So thank you very much for having me. I'm looking forward for this interview.
Nice. Tony is joining us from his studio. Is that correct?
Yes, in my house.
And at your house. And as we've done every week so far, we have each artist has a signature cocktail that they provide for our viewers to make and enjoy with them. Tony, what's your cocktail? I'm going to mispronounce it, so I want you to go ahead and.
Caipirinha. Caipirinha, it's my drink. Caipirinha, it's a national Brazilian drink, right? Super easy to make, very delicious and dangerous. So nice. You just get some limes, cut it in pieces. I have some right here, boom. Put some sugar, smash them, mix them. You can get your favorite alcohol. I use Brazilian 51 cachaça. Mix it and enjoy the party. Pretty much delicious. If you haven't tried it, make it at your house. You're gonna enjoy with us. So
last week on the virtual happy hour, we told everybody that was gonna watch this week that you're an event. You're not just an artist, he's an event. So welcome to the Tony Parana event.
Event.
All right. Tony, let's talk about your journey into how you became an artist.
Well, I became an artist since I was very young. I grew up in Brazil. I grew up in Paripe. Salve Paripe! Paripe.net. I grew up in Paripe, which is a neighborhood in Bahia, Salvador, Bahia. And as I grew up, I was really exposed to everything, to music, art and culture, because it's really part of our culture, the Brazilian culture. This is super, not natural, but it happens everywhere. So as growing up, I was always exposed to all these resources. And then little by little, I was just catching what brings my attention the most, which was music, which was art. It was also capoeira. And then as I grew up, I just ended up developing these skills. I'm self-taught artist, and here I am in Houston.
And you're in Houston, and you're at your studio at your house. Tell us a little bit about your studio there.
Yeah, so this studio is a shipping container. It's a mobile, it's a 40-foot shipping container. Since the pandemic, a little bit before, I moved out of my studio. that I was renting, and I decided to, save some money and also be around the house without driving, having all that issues. So I bought a shipping container. I kind of, put the walls. It's still a lot to do, but it is very useful, and I love it. So you can see, look at that.
And he's surrounded by his art. And we're going to talk more about that later. And before we get too far into this, I want to remind everybody who's watching tonight, if you made the drink, say it again, Tony.
Caipirinha.
Caipirinha.
Yeah.
Or if you weren't able to enjoy the drink, if you have a Stella Artois with you, take a picture of yourself with the drink, upload it onto social media.
Please.
Hashtag HOU Art Fest, hashtag BCAF, hashtag Save Our Art, hashtag Tony Parana.
Oh.
So you're just back from Brazil, is that correct?
Yes, got back from Brazil yesterday.
And are you tired?
I'm tired, but I'm excited. Going back to Brazil is always really energetic for me. When you leave, I've been in the US since 2003. And when you're so far apart from your country, from your culture, every time you go back, and I'm talking about myself, every time I go back, it's really, really, really energizing for me. Seeing my friends, seeing my family, especially my dad. I went just to see my dad because I was like, no, I gotta go see my dad now. So Brazil is crazy right now with this virus, but family is priority. So I just got back yesterday. I'm really excited. I have so many projects in my mind. I just gotta get it out.
Yeah. Well, and as we mentioned earlier, he's surrounded by his art. He's from Brazil. He's been in Houston since 2003. Is that correct?
7. US 2003, Houston 2007.
Okay, 2007. And we're going to talk more about his involvement with the things that make him passionate, especially about something very special we're going to talk about concerning shipping containers. But we're also talking about his influence with music and other things that kind of influenced Tony's art, as you can see back there. And you're a self-taught artist, so no training.
No training at all. My training is just passion. It's just the desire of making it happen. That's my school. That's my life. Learning. I really like to observe people, see what works. I bump walls many times, and it's just a process of learning. And I'm really glad that I have all this talent and I'm able to share with the world. So thank you.
Do you have a favorite artist or a few favorite artists? Because that seems to be kind of a hard question to answer for artists. Do you have a few people that inspire you?
Yeah, I do have Kite. Kite is an artist from Brazil. He was really inspiring for me. Also, Rodolfo Rondon, which was somebody that kind of initiated me as a professional artist. I took a couple classes with him because he was just across. And I was working in the store in the mall, and he has an art studio in the front. I was like, man, it was so beautiful to see it. And he said, just come take a couple classes with me. And that was really the initiation for me to okay, I want to do this. It was intense. So Rodolfo Rondon, his work is really, really great. Caribe, many artists, but I mean, those are the two that really motivate. And my mother as well, she was the first one that I saw drawing right in the paper. All of those things was, I think that was motivation for me to be here. And the artists, so.
And during we're going to use the scary word COVID, during all of this time, have you found yourself inspired to make new art based on what we've collectively been through in this country and all around the world? I mean, this is a pandemic we're in right now.
Yes. Well, we have a lot of time now. The first couple months, it was kind of like, wow, I have so much time. I'm going to do like an inventory. I'm going to get some work that was unfinished, and I'm going to try to finish. So I did a lot, but then I got into a point that my hopes was very low. I was like, is this going to end at all? And what? So I got into a time of meditation and trying to find more inside of me of what can I do. And I ended up doing a lot of different pieces related to the cause, to COVID and Black Lives Matter, and many things that I feel connected with. And then going to Brazil was really the goal of making all this come together. You know, when I will go back to Brazil, my brain's just like boom, so many ideas, so many simplicity, and the beauty of the simplicity driving me like so insane of, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. So yeah, the beginning I was kind of excited, and then I got a little bit low energy, and now I'm, let's finish this.
Hey. Okay, so Tony, I want to use, you see the Save Our Art t-shirt on Tony. He's our model. And y'all,
Boom.
right here, we're twins tonight. And again, it's part of our campaign. I mean, we've been forced to reimagine our lives. I mean, this is why we're doing this thing right here. I mean, Tony is in Houston, I'm in Houston, but we're not together because of social distancing and everything. And so we had to created this campaign, and we asked artists like Tony, like Amanda Bennett that you saw earlier, that you saw a few weeks ago, and Jennifer Lashbrook. These are artists that have really given to the festival, and here they are again giving their time to us. And later on, Tony's going to show us a print that we will auction off. Look at that. He does that. He does that. So about that later, and you're going to have the opportunity to bid on that. And all of those proceeds will go to our mission, our Save the Art, to help us continue our mission to bring fine art. We are a Houston staple. I mean, I've only been with the festival for 5 years now. Feels like a lifetime, especially this year, like 10 years. But if you've been in Houston a year or 10 years or 20, you know about the Bayou City Art Festival. So it is our hope and our wish to continue doing what we do with artists like Tony. One thing Houston, we like to brag that we are the most diverse city in the United States of America. And Tony, you are proof of that.
Yes, I'm so glad.
And does Houston, the city of Houston, ever inspire your art?
Yes, it did. It still does. Mainly the diversity of Houston is something that really makes me passionate. You know, and you see everywhere people from all over the world, a lot of events happening, a lot of different culture mixing and exposing the culture in a platform that allows you to be who you are. So Houston, to me, I feel like home. So yes, inspiring me all the time. Go back, Turner! Yes!
So, and we want to remind you again, behind my head here is the donate. Text Save Our Art to 243-725. And again, we've had to cancel both of our festivals this year because of what's happened. And we will be having a virtual experience. And that's October 5th through the 11th. And it in no way replaces a live event. I mean, you can see Tony on film, but you have to kind of experience Tony. The festival always has great music. It always smells good. I don't know if you burn something. It's like it entices you to come in. But he's always
secret magic.
Secret. But he's got music and just a really chill vibe there. So it's always a fun booth to go visit. So we want to remind you again, the text to donate Save Our Art to 243-725 so that we can keep promoting artists like Tony in Houston.
Yeah.
Also, again, and keep, what was that?
Ching-ching.
And also, if you like these awesome t-shirts, them on our website, on our online store. And again, the proceeds will go to help us continue our mission. Soon we're going to have a special guest from one of our sponsors, Frost Bank. Kristen Smith will be joining us soon, any minute now. And she's going to tell us about Frost Bank and their mission and kind of how they got involved with promoting positivity, especially in a year like 2020. And before she calls, we'll start the conversation with you, Tony. How do you think your art, or how are you impacted by positivity in your art? How do you want to impact your community positively with your art?
Well, I know how art changed my life when I had the chance to be exposed to the art, right? So into that time, art wasn't really much present in my community as far as availability. You can see on the streets, you can see, you go to local festivities. You see it all the time, but as far as you need to pay for a class, an art class or a dance class. And in my community, it's a low income community. So that was really hard for a lot of people to be able to get that. But then I learned that the art is also inside of you, right? And people just need a little bit of help, So I try to use my talents. I feel very blessed to have my talents. I feel that I'm here to share the little things that I know with people. They are, and sometimes in the same situation as I was. They don't have the money to be in a class. So I try to impact people. We're going to talk about this, of course, about Massa, and that's how Massa comes to be part of it. It's something that I know for sure that we're going to be changing lives. So I use my music, I use capoeira, I use my art to to be part of the community. I think we have to be part of the community that you live in, the community that you support. And even if you think that you cannot offer much, but just being there, just helping, it's a really big thing. So that's how I try to impact the community with my work.
Well, I'm sure there's people watching that may have been to the festival. They may have seen you. They may have just seen your art around town. And we do encourage questions. Please ask question in the comment section of the YouTube or the Facebook live feed that you're watching right now. Please ask them. They'll come to me. We'll ask Tony to answer them. We also have some trivia questions coming up later, and you can win some pretty cool swag from our sponsors. There'll be something in there from Frostbank, from Stella Artois, from KPRC2, and of course, you're going to see a Save Our Art t-shirt, so you can be a walking billboard for us.
Yes, help the art community.
Yes, help the art community, because what a lot of people don't realize is that these festivals and these artists, it's a circle. I mean, oh, we have a special guest. Pause.
Batala.
Hello, Kristen.
Pause, Kristen.
Hi, guys. How are y'all?
Hello.
So good to see you. And I wish I could meet you in person, Tony. I hope to do so soon.
We will sometime soon.
Yes. Well, thank you guys again for having me. I'm so proud to represent Frostbank and the thousands of bankers that work hard every day to make our communities better places to live and work. Frost has been in business for 150 years, and we've been here in the Houston area for 43 of those. Even so, we were finding that some people didn't know of us here in Houston, so we decided to change that, and we started an expansion campaign about 2 years ago. We are adding 25 new locations, and we've already opened 19 of those, and we have our 20th coming live next Monday. It's going to be up in the Heights. And we've filled 210 new positions, and we're still hiring for all of those branches as well. Plus, thanks to the powers of Zoom, I look like I'm coming to you live from one of our beautiful locations at Katy Mason. For all of our history, we've always made it a tradition to sponsor local events and communities like Bayou City Arts Festival and the Save Our Art program. And we're so sad that we can't be live in person, but so glad that events like y'all's and others are adapting and revamping and going live and virtual so that we can be together at least virtually through these screens. And so I'm so pleased that we're presenting Tony Parana tonight. And on behalf of all of us at Frost, thank you so much for letting us be part of this event.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Frostbank. Thank you.
Go Frostbank.
Exactly. We can't do it without sponsors, and people don't realize that it takes a lot to do anything that we do. So thank you, Frostbank. Thank you, Kristen.
Sure. Thanks, Carrie.
All right. So that was Kristen from Frostbank. Again, I want to mention we couldn't have done even this without the help of our sponsors, but it takes all of us to keep going and keep doing what we do. And this is part of our life now. I mean, I've heard, we have the Zoom fatigue or whatever, but this is part of our life now. And it's how we stay connected until we can get back together and start having fun again and hearing Tony's awesome music and his booth again. But we were talking about trivia, and later I'll ask a few trivia questions, and the person who answers correctly, the first person who answers correctly in the YouTube or the Facebook live stream will win that prize, and we'll reach out to you and get your prize to you. But we want to get back to Tony and the positive impacts in his community. Now, Tony has something he's very passionate about, and we definitely want to talk about this and spend some time on it. Tony, tell us about Masa from beginning to where you're at now. We want to hear the whole thing.
All right, guys, get ready. So let's say 3-4 years ago, it's when the project started. But I've been in Houston since 2007, right? And I work with the Brazilian Arts Foundation, my friend Mauricio Campos, which is now the Brazilian Institute. And we did so many shows and programs in schools all over Houston areas. And it was very clear the difference between the locations and how some schools were very privileged to have a lot of places, and schools wasn't so privileged. And I saw the big gap in between those. And I was trying to make, how can we break that gap? So that was one thing that we start thinking, and having a location that we could take to the community that's mobile, that could be potentially free and offer different programs. So that's when somehow a shipping container came to be part of my life. Somebody was talking about shipping container and everything just connect. I said, well, that's perfect. It's a good size. You can have classes, you can have workshops, you can have poetry sections. Many things happen inside a 40-foot shipping container. It's 40 foot long, 9.6 tall, and 8 foot wide. So I start putting the ideas together in the paper, talking to everybody around me. My wife was helping me a lot. Luana cannot take the credit from her at all because she was part of this since the beginning. And then I was just talking to everybody that I see in the street, people that come, even the mail guy comes to deliver the mail. I was like, hey, brother, do you want to join me on this container project? I was talking to everybody because I was hoping that this will move forward. And one day, somebody came to my studio to buy a piece of art, and she was an architect. And I was like, oh, that's perfect. I definitely need an architect to help me with this. So I explained the idea to her. And right at the spot, she said, Tony, get the container, I'll pay for it. They send me the receipt, I'll pay for it. I love the idea, I love the concept. Boom, Karen, that's when things really start moving, So I got the container 2 days later, delivered to my house. I have a space that I could actually land the container. So when the container came to the house, I start saving some money. Every money that I have extra, I was buying sheetrock, I was buying some lamps, I was buying some, whatever it was needed to make it happen. So I finally got the container done, and a lot of friends helped me for sure. But the idea behind Masa is it's mobile art space for the artists, right? It's a platform that's mobile, that you can just lift, take to different communities. And what we're doing now, we actually on Fifth Ward with the CRC, the management, and they are amazing. Thank you so much, everybody that has been helping Masa there. They allowed us to use the location, the space, a really nice space without a charge, and they help us promote the Masa. So Masa, we offer capoeira classes, we offer music classes, art classes. That's the idea. Poetry, and really connecting with all local artists. We try to utilize the artists from the area, right, from Fifth Ward, and we are doing that, getting artists to be showing their work, to be promoting whatever they do related to the art. And what we do is totally different. Everything's free. We don't charge anything for the community, but then we need the money to pay the artists. So it's a quite simple concept. It's basically have an open space where the community who doesn't have money, who the Frostbank support, ching, hello, people that doesn't have the money to be exposed to the art like I wasn't. And then when I got exposed to the art, my life just changed. So that's the goal of Masa. Masa is now, like I said, it's on Fifth Ward, and we are doing, well, with this COVID, we're not doing much, but we started to start moving again. Hopefully I will have a exhibition in the next couple months. So that's the idea of Masa, mobile art space for the artists. If you're open to join me, just join, come and support, just be part of it. It's a beautiful thing. It's really done from the heart. The idea is not to make money. It's just to make a space that the community feel that they belong to, that this is part of our community I'm going to. So that's massa out there for everybody.
And Tony, if people are interested in getting involved on any level, like whether they want to volunteer or help you fundraise or teach, how would they find out more information?
Yeah, we have a website that you can look it up. Massa Houston, Mobile Art Space for the Artists. The website is Mobile Arts. Massa Houston is the website, www.massahouston.com. You can also check it out here. My Tony Parana, you can hashtag. We have Facebook. You have my phone number there. If you're really willing to be part of this, you can send me a text. You can call me, which is even better. This text message takes forever. Just call me, hey, Tony, I want to be part of this. How can I help? How can I, how can we make these, So, yeah, massahouston.com. Check it out.
So, see, Tony is not just an artist. He doesn't just paint. He brings his passion for music and poetry and paint and anything to help inspire maybe the community that might not have exposure, might not have access to some of these things, and he brings it to them for free. This is an important thing, and I can't think of a better year to kind of put this in people's, I remember. So when things start to come back to normal, think about Tony and think about this mission that he has, because it's truly beautiful. Using his passion to make
so much.
a better place.
Yeah.
Tony,
thank you.
Yes, thank you, Tony. And he has donated a print to us for tonight that will be auctioned. You can bid on it till 7:30. Bid in the comments of the print. So, do you have that print near you?
I do. Boom.
Voila. And
Yeah.
of the print, Tony.
Favela, Rio de Janeiro. I grew up in the favelas of Brazil. I lived in Rio, I lived in São Paulo, and I always loved the expression of the favelas. So this is a limited edition print, and I'm happy to donate these to you guys that are watching and supporting this happy hour, because you know that we're doing this for your art community, and we cannot live without art. The world will not move on if we don't have art. So this is from the bottom of my heart. So go make a donation or get your print, and surprises is like this. So ta-ta.
You can bid on that print by Tony in the comment section of the print till 7:30. And at 7:30, the bidding will close and the highest bidder will win that print, and we'll get it to you. Thank you, Tony. Thank you so much.
I'm going to put it right here.
And I'm kind of jumping ahead, but it feels like a little bit normal to bring up that you were a featured artist at the Bayou.
Yes. Ta-da! I was.
Bravo.
I was
Now,
a featured artist.
How long have you been part of the Bayou City Art Festival?
My first time in the Bayou was 2015. It was really, really an amazing story, because the first time I saw, I learned about the Bayou was maybe 2012, and I was driving and I saw a outdoor with the Bayou art, future artists, and it was, oh man, that's beautiful. And then I'm like, wow, what's the Bayou City Arts Festival? And then I start digging, and I'm like, wow, I can apply for these. And I said, look, one day, I told my friend, one day you're gonna see me over there. And he said, Lord, I believe you. I believe you. One day I will see you there. And then I started applying. I applied a couple times, and I didn't get accepted. And then I finally got accepted. I was so excited, because it's such a great exposure. It's such a great event. It's so many talented people, diversity of artists, 300 artists. And it was an amazing experience. And then, 2 years later, 2015, I was accepted the first time. And then 2017, I remember like today, you called me, hey, Tony, you got something to talk to you. I was like, what is it? You canceling me? I'm not going to be part of it anymore. But then you came with the beautiful news. We want to choose you as a feature artist. In my heart, it's like, wow, coming through, you see? So I would say never, give up your dream. Keep
Right.
moving forward. Yeah. So 2015 was my first time with the bio. I've been there since 2015. I was a featured artist in 2017, and I'm still proud to be part of the Biocity Arts Festival.
We're definitely proud to have you as one of our former featured artists. I have all the ones that I've been involved with behind me at my desk here. And actually, my first festival was in 2015. So I think it was at the same time. So I remember the first
You my
time
luck. You're my good luck person.
same. I remember the first time I met Tony, he was just like smiling the whole time. And I was like, what's wrong with you? This is crazy. But he was having such a good time. And
I was.
he was such a good representative and ambassador for the Bayou City Art Festival when he was the featured artist, and he still is. So, and we were just so glad that we
Thank you.
here. So
I do it with love. I do it with love.
yeah. Now, and his featured art piece, if you want to hold that up again, the poster, I see it behind you.
Right here.
Mm-hmm. Now, tell us about what's going on there, because I spelled it out phonetically, and I'm gonna try this. Capoeira.
Capoeira.
Capoeira. Hey.
Yeah, so this whole, you said the capoeira or the piece? Well, the piece it's a combination of many things, right? It's one of my iconic piece, the guy with the kite. We have the Houston scenario. We also have the favela merging in capoeira in Discovery Green, the water park. So I put a combination of everything, trying to mix the Brazilian culture and the Houston culture. So capoeira is such a big part of my life. It's such a big influence on my work because capoeira was the thing that changed my life. When I was able to do capoeira, everything really changed around me. Because with capoeira, I have the chance to experience the essence of energy, right? The capoeira flows when we play capoeira. Capoeira it's a mixed martial art. It's a mix of dancing and martial art that was developed in Brazil by the Africans that was in Brazil at that time. And capoeira was used as a self-defense against slavery. And up to today, so the martial art was really the main thing of capoeira. And then years later, after slavery was over in Brazil, they banished capoeira because they didn't understand what it was, didn't understood what it was. They didn't like it because mainly it was practiced by descendants of African descendants. So, and then what the capoeiristas did was they add the music to the martial arts to disguise the fight aspect of it. So then they add the music. So people, when the police come, because for example, if you get caught doing capoeira on the street when capoeira was banished, you could go to jail. You can even die. People even die during that time. So as we add the music, when the police comes to, hey, you guys practice capoeira, they realized that it wasn't because the music was happening. So they thought that we were dancing. So when you see us practicing capoeira, people, oh, it's just a dance or this is a martial art. So understand that the music was added to disguise the fight aspect of capoeira. And then capoeira today, you can find in more than 150 countries. Capoeira has saved many people's lives because capoeira changed people that are doing drugs, people that are in gangs, people that doesn't have really much options of what to do. Capoeira can give you a guide of a decent life because you can live out of capoeira and you can travel all over the world. I travel many places with capoeira, and I love expressing. See, I got goosebumps because capoeira is like really part of me. I love it. So I express capoeira in my work. I have a piece over there that's capoeira. And if you look at my website, you will see many capoeira expressions. And the piece that I did for the bio, it's obviously right there because capoeira is really important to me, and I want to make sure that people know more about it because it's just beautiful. Capoeira is just beauty that comes out of struggle, and change people's lives. So capoeira, tondinho, olha a mandinga, papai!
So we told you guys last week that Tony is not just a person or a man, he's an event. And this is proving it right now.
I forgot my instrument, so I will play a little song for you guys, but all right.
We have, we're going to do trivia soon, but we do have some questions from viewers. Jim Fox, we want to go back to Masa because Jim, he asks how your Masa shipping container studio has matured and grown compared to what you originally envisioned a few years ago. How has it grown?
You're talking about, can you repeat the question, please?
Sure. Jim Fox wants to know, tell us more about how your Masa shipping container / studio has matured and grown compared to what you originally envisioned a few years ago.
All right, Jim, good to hear from you, my friend. We have a project that we haven't finished yet, but we're gonna move forward as soon as things get back. Okay, I do not forget. That's a really good project that we can be working on it. Well, it has changed a lot. Well, when I got this shipping container here as my studio in my house, it was just, a big block of metal. It was nothing. And then I had to move. It was really tricky because my last day in my studio was one day before the container arrives in my house. So I had to leave the studio, took everything out, put it in my yard. And then the next day, just to make things easier, rain just dropped, rain all over my work. I lost many prints, all the things that were done in paper just destroyed. And then the same day the container arrived, so I moved everything inside, and then little by little I started doing the walls, making a space because it's not really, it was never really meant to be a studio before. But since I thought, well, it can fit, and actually does fit. It's plenty of space, so I have a storage in the back. I'm able to produce my work over here. Even I did something for the Apollo chamber. There was a really big piece. I think it was 8 by 12. I used this wall, so it's a process that haven't stopped yet. I put a wall in the back. I put a window as well so I can have more lights. And I'm still working on the installation, but it's moving smooth, and I'm happy with it. And because the interview, I had to clean everything. But look, it was a mess before, people. It was not like this. It was a mess, but I'm glad we have the interview, so I have to clean it up. So
force you to get it ready. All right. Yeah. Nice. And I remember maybe 2 years ago, you had just gotten the electricity in there, and that was an exciting moment for you.
Yeah. The electricity was something. Well, with the shipping container with Masa, the electricity is still it's always an issue because the goal is to have solar panels. I want to make sure that the container inspire, to be a green environment, because the container itself, it's already recycled. Reuse is something that it's just part of our surrounding, right? You look everywhere, you see those containers. So it ended up being part of the neighborhood. It ended up being part of what we see daily. And then I want to make sure that also represents green energy. So the goal, sponsors, please, I need some solar panels, people. Solar panels to have on top of the container, so they can be self-sufficient. So motivates people to go green. Save the planet. We gotta save our world. And by the way, save the Amazon, people. Let's save the Amazon. We gotta work together.
That's right.
Boom. Yeah.
We do want to get a few trivia questions out there because we have some exciting prizes. So we're going to let Tony take a drink and take a breath. And if you want to answer this question, please do so in the comment section of this live feed. The first person to answer correctly will win. Now, Tony, don't give this away. Who painted the Sistine Chapel's ceiling? Who was the artist that painted the Sistine Chapel's ceiling? First person to answer wins. I want to remind you to post your photos. I mean, this is 2020. We should all be posting photos, doing videos, staying together, use hashtags, Save Our Art, HOU Art Fest, BCAF, Tony Parana.
Oh,
Correctly, Tony. I try.
you got
Also, text Save Our Art, all one word, to 243725 and donate so we can keep bringing artists like Tony. We're so lucky in Houston. We have an amazing city and people are drawn to this city and we're lit. We have an amazing
Yeah.
art scene here. Music, fine art, street art. I mean, we are lit here. So whenever you get your pictures, just be sure to use all the hashtags. And Tony is not a man, he is an event. Because every time at the festival, you're always like, well, what else do you do? Batala.
Get a chair.
Batala.
Batala. So remember the beginning, like I said, in the streets of Brazil, growing up, I was really exposed to the Batala kind of music, which is it's a samba reggae, right? It's an Afro-Brazilian music. In Batala, so Batala was created in Paris with a Baiano, a guy, Giba Gonçalves. He moved to Paris, and then, because he was apart from his culture, he's a musician. He felt the need of creating a music band, so he created Batala. And today, Batala, it's more than 35 different countries, more than thousands of people that join Batala. And here in Houston, Luana Meirelles is the music director, who is also my wife.
Yes. I was going to bring her up. Woo! Amazing.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's an amazing person, an amazing musician, a doula, a mother, a wife. I love her so much. And so in 2012, she talked to Giba. She was already part of Batala DC. Then when she was in Houston already in 2012, she decided, well, I'm going to start a Batala band here. And today Batala is active. We perform at the Bio City Arts Festival many times. We have over 25 members. Batala is a total, volunteer band. It's a volunteer. You don't get paid for being there. You also don't need experience. You just got to understand the culture of Batala, understand where Batala comes from, love the music, and just come and have fun. We rehearse every Sunday while we were doing it. Now we're doing it online. But Batala is also part of me, part of my work, part of my life. I play Batala as well. Batala's music is life. I love Batala. And if you open to do music, batalahouston.com, send us a message. We hook you up, people.
See, and we've had him in the group out there a few times at the festival, and we've opened the festival and we've closed the festival with you. And it's wild. I remember so specifically, I think it was right after Harvey performed, and you closed the show basically. It was 5:00 on Sunday, last day of the festival, and I heard all this drumming. And I go out to Herman, where the city hall, and I see Batala performing, and then I look around at everybody watching, and it brought me to tears because I was like, look at these people, look how diverse this city. It was just all kinds of different people watching this music, and it was amazing. And then
it was amazing.
I think it was fall 2019. No, I don't remember, but I saw my wife leading the group, and I was like, wow, that woman is a warrior. She was leading the group of the drumming. It was totally so
she's so powerful. She's a leader. She's an amazing leader.
And I don't want to take away the spotlight from you, but she's quite a woman. Like, you're lucky.
She is. I'm really happy. She's the kind of person that she goes for it. She knows what she's capable of, and when she's not capable of, she go learn. I need to know these more. She study. She's an amazing woman. She's an amazing musician. She's an amazing artist, dancer, and a singer. So Batala, it's beautiful.
We have a winner. We have a winner of the first trivia question. It's your buddy Jim, Who painted
Jim Fox.
Jim? He's on fire tonight.
Did you Google? You didn't Google, did you?
No, who
He knows. He's smart. He's smart.
Who was it, Tony? Who painted the Sistine Chapel ceiling?
Me? Y'all don't ask me.
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo, of course. Oh, Jim.
And we want to. He's showing that print again. We're gonna auction that. It should be up by now. We'll stop at 7:30, so you have until then to bid on the print, and all the proceeds will help us. I've got two audience viewer questions. One is from.
Okay.
I think I have a comment first from Cynthia saying, "Thank you for your positivity, Tony." We need to say.
Cynthia Alvarado.
What's that?
Cynthia Alvarado. Is that?
No. Cynthia says, "Thank you for your positivity, Tony." We need to say.
Yes, Cynthia from Midtown.
It may be. How can we save the art during this unsettling time?
Well, we can save the art. Basically, events like these is amazing for us. Events like these motivates other artists. They are in a situation that I was maybe a couple months ago, feeling very low energy because we're not selling much and we live from the art. So all of those things comes apart and you're like, should I keep going? Should I look for something else? But it's not really much out there. So these kind of events, put yourself out there, show people that you believe and you keep moving forward. It makes people realize that we together we're gonna get over this.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as being technical, I'll say keep posting your photos, keep posting process of your work, keep putting your idea out there. People always connect with it. Support other artists. Okay, don't just think about yourself promoting. Go to other events. Other artists needs to see you there to support, because they feel, oh, my friends came to support my work, it means a lot. It's not just buying, but like being there, even through social media. I'm saying being there, like being part, asking questions. There's a lot of challenges now, but we are together learning. We're learning together how to move forward. So keep your eyes open, keep the positivity, and move. Let's go.
Let's go. And we have another trivia question because we want to give away those prizes. Let's see. Who is the artist who created over 200 paintings of flowers, such as Oriental poppies and Jimison weed? Answer correctly in the comment section of this live feed will win our prize pack. Again, who created over 200 paintings of flowers, including Oriental poppies and Jimison weed. Tony, I just can't imagine having done the last couple of years without you. I mean, like I said, my first year, he was there. Like I inherited you or something, and I'm so glad because I just can't imagine. And we want to keep doing this, and we've been forced to just really, just figure out how to do this in this moment right now. It's not forever, but we have to keep doing this so we can stay alive. And eventually, the art story of how we survived 2020, how we survived COVID. The whole world is experiencing this. So it's kind of like a message that's kind of going to be, universal in a sense. So what I'm saying is we've got to continue doing what we do. We just have to reimagine it. It's going online. It's virtual October 5th through the 11th at BayouCityArtFestival.com. Please join us. You're going to see Tony. You're going to see all your other artists that you see out there that you love. We want you to purchase art from them. Keep them telling these stories, and if you want to purchase one of Tony's paintings or prints, how do they do that, Tony?
Hey, baby, just give him a call, send him the credit card number, and
I will be putting his number online soon. No, I'm kidding.
It is easy. Make it happen. Look, I have PayPal, I have Zelle. No, guys, look, you can go to my website, okay? I have a lot of my works there. And you can also follow me on social media, Instagram and Facebook. It's actually the best way to know what the latest work that I've been creating and doing. I actually have this series right here called Memoria Coletiva, and I'm going to be doing a solo show about this. You can go to my website, www.tonyparana.com, my social media, and you can just give me a call. You can come and visit my studio, right? Check out my chickens, my ducks, my dogs. It's like a little farm. You can check out the studio. I'm open. I can create something for you. If you want a picture of something, send me the picture. I can do it for you. If you want to create something for you, look, I do it all. I'll paint your ceiling like Michelangelo.
And he'll probably dance.
I'll paint 1,000 flowers for you. All right, just give him the word. I'll do it. All right, don't be hanging over there. Just contact me, people.
Yes, contact him. Get a taste for it. Come out to the festival. When we're back, it's gonna be like a crazy party. It's gonna be so much fun. But until then, we got to do this. And as they say, and we're all tired of hearing about it, but we're in this together alone. So I know that we have the fatigue because we're all kind of hungry to get back to our events, to get back to our people, to hug one another. But in the meantime, we just need you to join us virtually so we can continue our mission. And again, if you can help us out by texting Save Our Art to 243725, any amount will be appreciated because we can't do it without you. We can't do it without our sponsors. So I want to thank Frostbank, Stella Artois, and KPRC2 again, and remind you for the last, I might be lying, so it might not be the last time I remind you, but the virtual event is October 5th through 11th on our website. You're going to see our artist pages. All of our artists will have their paint, a piece of their work, paintings, jewelry, woodworks, all kinds. We have 19 categories. We'll have all those artists that never got to have their festival this year. They will be part of our virtual event. We'll have chef demonstrations. We'll have some of our music that's out there. You'll be able to access that. We just have so many things that we want to keep you engaged and keep you hungry for our event to come back. We're not going to lie about it. We want to keep you, involved. Again, that's October 5th through the 11th at BayouCityArtFestival.com. I want to remind you again to bid on the piece that Tony has graciously donated to us. It's an original limited edition.
Look at that. Look at that.
You can see Tony's story and all of that.
Look at that. Look at that.
Cool.
Magical.
Say it again.
Bid on it, people. Bid on it.
So bid on the piece. We're still waiting for the answer for the trivia question. Let me ask that one more time. Who is the artist that created over 200 paintings of flowers, such as oriental poppies? And comment section.
Who was it? Who was it, people? Who was it?
So let's see if we have any. We have one more question come in, Tony, that I think we have time to ask it. Susie asked, let's see, have other communities reached out to you regarding MASA, how to do a program like that in their community?
Yes. Another, the council member, Carla Cisnero, has contacted me to see the possibility of having this program at her district, right? So it is possible. I tell you the goal, my main goal of MASA is to have at least 4 containers going around Houston, different communities. So in that way, each container can be more specifically, deeply. For example, if this container over here that we have on Fifth Ward would be focusing on poetry and let's say music, they can really focus on music and poetry, right? Mm-hmm. Instead of other different arts. So each one would be, heavily teaching one particular art thing. One going to be teaching art, one going to be teaching dance. So the goal is to be moving those containers around Houston. However, I only have one. And then if you are interested in having something in your community, reach out to me. I can get you the numbers, and I can give you a budget for like a whole year program with MASA, like coming from the ground up, having a new container because I only have one, which is the Fifth Ward. So yes, other communities have reached out. We have not moved forward yet, but yeah, people are interested. It's beautiful. MASA is beautiful. It's a great.
Right. I regret that I haven't been out there yet to see MASA. I can't believe that.
Yeah, I know.
I know. We've been talking to you about it for 5 years now, and I haven't been out there. So shame on Carrie. We do have a winner of the trivia question. Who was the artist who painted over 200 paintings of flowers? That is Georgia O'Keeffe, and the winner is Cynthia. So she will get a prize pack from. We will have swag from all of our sponsors. Again, Frost Bank, KPRC2, and Stella Artois. We could not do this without you. Thank you so much for investing in us and investing in positivity in our community and keeping us going through this weird time. And again, we remind you, Tony, when's the virtual experience? I'm going to test you out.
What did you say?
When's the virtual experience on our website? What's the dates? I'm testing you out.
The dates are every Thursday. October 15th.
October 5th.
5 to 11.
5 through 11.
5 to 11.
Be there. It's going to be fine. October 5th through the 11th. And we can't wait to see you guys again. This interview, this happy hour event tonight with Tony is good. We're going to take a pause after this. We're going to have the virtual event on our website. And then on October 15th, after the virtual event, we will have our final of this, the 5 happy hour series with Donkey Boy. You might have heard of him. He's kind of cool, and he's doing a lot of street art, mural art in Houston. So you're going to want to join us for October 15th with special guest Donkey Boy. Again, TonyParana.com. You can find him. Just Google him. I'm sure you can find him if you
Yes.
On Instagram. We are so honored to have you as one of our artists. You are family at this point. We will see all of you again very soon. We can have events again. In the meantime, please visit our website, go to our store. We have all kinds of swag that our logo that never got to have its day in the sun. So if you want to buy a new hat that premiered this year, you can do that on our website. You can purchase a Save Our Art t-shirt and help us.
Save Our Art?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying goodbye? We're saying goodbye now?
We are saying goodbye now. So final.
Oh, no.
Oh, he wants to do more.
Let's restart this. It wasn't good enough.
It went really fast, right?
Too fast, guys. I just want to thank you again very much for giving me this opportunity to share my life, my passion with you guys, with the Houston art community. And again, I'm just blessed to be part of the Houston community. Blessed to be here, sharing my love, just to be helping people. And that's all I have to say. I have to say one more thing. Did I say save the Amazon? I said that right? Mm-hmm. Before I go, bora, Bolsonaro, fila da mãe, vai, bora! Thank you,
Tony, we love you. We love you.
Thank you.
See you again. Guys, we'll see you October 5th through the 11th on our virtual experience. Thank you, guys. Keep rocking and rolling. We're going to get through this. All right.